The SolarEdge Home Hub inverter, as well as the SolarEdge Home Battery, are now able to be installed on three-phase and dual-phase sites, offering backup to all single-phase loads. As part of the installation, the SolarEdge backup interface is required, as well as the SolarEdge Polyphase backup switchboard from TROPAC. Additionally, for followers on the same site, the SolarEdge Genesis inverter can also be installed. Mode of operation: on-grid. The three-phase grid supply goes to the distribution board. This then supplies any three-phase load. From that distribution board, supply goes to the Polyphase backup switchboard, which then in turn supplies all of the single-phase load circuits on the three-phase property. From the Polyphase switchboard, supply goes to the Home Hub inverter as well as the backup interface. The backup interface has the comms connection to the Home Hub inverter. The Home Hub inverter has the battery connected to it. There can also be, on the other two phases, additional Home Hub or Genesis inverters, each with their own battery. In grid failure, the three-phase supply from the grid gets cut off, de-energizing any three-phase loads and the three-phase supply to the backup switchboard. That in turn de-energizes the backup interface. The backup interface then sends a command to the Home Hub inverter to change its function from grid following to grid forming mode. This takes about 3 seconds. At the same time, the Polyphase backup switchboard bridges the supplies to each of the load circuits. So we no longer have L1, L2, L3, they're all common. And also the connections from Home Hub inverter and any of the followers are now also common, therefore making one single phase supply circuit. For the installation requirements, install the PV and battery DC as normal. The SolarEdge Home Hub inverter has a single DC input, so either join the DC externally or use a branch connector at the battery to combine the DC. Up to 3 batteries per inverter can be installed. Wire a three-phase supply to the Polyphase backup switchboard, also known as the PBS. The PBS is 63 amp rated. Ensure that the cable size is at 25mm for the active, 16 for the neutral and 16 for the earth, with a maximum distance of 20 meters between the Polyphase switchboard and the main meter board. Wire the SolarEdge backup interface. Only connect the grid terminal. Ensure that the cable sizes are 2.5mm for both active and neutral with a 1.5mm earth. Use a Cat6 300V AC rated RS485 cable for the communication line that goes between the SolarEdge Home Hub inverter and the backup interface. Do not wire the CT connection. Wire the SolarEdge Home Hub inverter to the terminal in the PBS. The 10kW Home Hub inverter is 45.5 amp rated when grid connected, so ensure the cable sizes are 10mm CSA for active and neutral with a 4mm earth. The maximum distance between the Home Hub inverter and the PBS should be 10 meters. Install the SolarEdge Home Hub metering. If the internal Modbus meter is to be used, add L2 and L3 phase connections. Inside the DCD, remove the AC terminal cover and connect L2 and L3 to the Modbus meter. Install 3 CTs on the incoming main supply in the main switchboard. CT cables can be extended up to 100 meters using a Cat6 shielded cable. Alternatively, the SolarEdge 3-phase inline meter can be installed. This can be connected via RS485 or via the SolarEdge home network. Installing additional inverters. Up to 2 more SolarEdge Home Hub or Genesis inverters can be installed. These need to be wired to inverter terminals inside the PBS. Both inverters need to be set up as followers to the Home Hub via an RS485 bus connection. The first and last SolarEdge inverter in the chain must be terminated with the dip switch in the up-on position. Each additional inverter can have up to 3 batteries attached as well as additional PV. For commissioning, turn on the battery MCB, move the battery toggle to the on position, turn on the DC isolator in the inverter, move the inverter toggle to the on position, and then switch on the AC to the PBS. Switch on the AC in the PBS, then to the inverter. To commission the system, go to Setup. Commission the SolarEdge Home Hub Leader inverter. Set up and commission the follower inverters. Follow the guided prompts to set up the optimizers and batteries. Why the single phase circuits to be backed up? Each of the load circuits L1, L2 and L3 in the PVS can be wired for supply in the event of grid failure. Depending on the wiring arrangements, loads can be supplied either directly from the PVS or distributed to sub-circuits via the main switchboard.